Hello, everybody. My name is Charlie. I am the Guiding Ohio Online Learning Coach at Madison Public Library, and welcome to Byte-size Tech. Today on Byte-size Tech, I'm going to show you how to search the library catalog. So the first thing you want to do is that you want to go ahead and search Madison Public Library, and then you want to find Ohio, and then it should be the first link on the top. You're going to click on that. And then once you make it to our main page, you can either choose Search Catalog, or you can just start typing a search that you want to look, or something you want to look for. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to search Catalog. It's going to bring me to the main search page for the catalog. All right, so now once we get here, this is where you can start searching for what you want to look for. So first we're going to just search a general topic of dog. So now once you make it to this list here, underneath you'll see just listings of anything from audiobooks to books to movies to CDs, all related to the dog search that we just did. Now if you do notice that there's more than just our library in the copies here. So we are under a cooperative library group called CleveNet. So this is why you can see more than just our library here. Now, if you want to just search our library and that's it, if you see this little drop-down box up here next to the little house, you can click on Madison Library Only and then click Search. And that will show you only books that we have at this library. All right, now that we just searched dog, under the Madison Library Only from this drop-down box, we're going to go over to searching with this little sidebar over here. So the first thing we're going to do, so if you notice where it says library, this is where you can include and exclude certain libraries from the search. So for this example, we're only going to include the Madison Public Library and the bookmobile. So let me find those. All right, so now this will only show us books, audiobooks, etc., all underneath the library, this library only. Now, if you notice that this dog book has no Madison Public Library under the additional copies here, but you notice this one has our Madison main library here, well, that's because it is on the bookmobile, and since the bookmobile is not a main branch of CleveNet, it is not going to be highlighted. All right, so next we're going to limit the search by material type. So there's two ways you can do this. There is this drop-down box that I showed you before. You can choose books only, so it's only going to show you books, DVD and Blu-ray, so it's only going to be DVDs and Blu-ray, magazines, audiobooks, if you want to read with large print, CDs, and then our ebooks, which is going to be our Hoopla and Overdrive/Libby. Same with audiobooks, is going to be Hoopla, all that stuff again. Videos is specifically going to be Hoopla, and then Freegal music, which we'll explain in other videos later. Now, it's the same way down here with the sidebar. Though it does not give us the online version, so the ebooks and audiobooks won't show up, and the streaming video and the Freegal music won't show up down here, as you can see. So it's only going to be audiobooks, Blu-rays, books, DVDs, and CDs. Next, we're going to scroll down a little bit to reading level. So if you want to find adult books on dogs, obviously you click on adult, and then so on and so forth with by age. Next is new materials. So materials that have been released within said last few days. Next would be author. So if you're looking for a specific author, this would be here, though we would suggest that you just search the author instead and try to find it that way. Next is language. So if we have copies of different books in different languages, like the top contender is English right now, or if you're trying to look for a book in Spanish, French, so on and so forth, that would be here. Next is publication date. So publication date is going to be in order of how many books we have from that date. So it's not necessarily going to be in numerical order going down from the latest year. So if you want to narrow down your search to something a little bit more specific, if you remember said titles or anything, you can just search by author. So let's do James Patterson, since that's a decently known name in the book world. All right. So once you search by a author's name, it will bring up books by that author. So if we scroll down a little bit, you'll see like Seventh Heaven, all that kind of stuff there, all by James Patterson. So let's do James Patterson's The Fire. All right, so once we get here, you can actually just click on the picture of the book here or the name here, and it will show you the details of the book, author, title, subjects, genre, all that cool stuff. Now under here, there's some really cool things under here. So there's 3 tabs down here, obviously showing how many copies are available. Then we have the summary of the book, a little bit of a summary of the book, the author, how many books are in the series, and which one this book sits under. So this is the 3rd book in the series. Then we have even professional reviews underneath the summaries tab. So now once we go away from summaries and go to content from novelist, it shows you books in the series. So it's called the Witch and Wizard series. And then it will show you the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and however many more books there are. And then there's read-alikes. Read-alikes are similar titles or similar authors that write about the same as what you're trying to read here. And the similar series will show up there. Then we go under story elements. These are going to be the subcategories of what that book is considered under. So like appeal, so if you like action-packed books, if you like fast-paced books, if you like suspenseful books, that's what you're going to click on. Or if you click on those, it will actually show you a list of books that are under that subcategory. So if we let it load for a second or so. So like based on your picks, you can choose different books that may be similar to like this fast-paced book. And you can choose more than just one. So if you want action-packed, fast-paced, it will show you books that are action-packed and fast-paced. So if we get rid of those, it's not going to show that anymore. And it's the same thing with genre. So if you like fantasy fiction, it will show you books similar to fantasy fiction or in fantasy fiction. And then you have ratings and reviews. So obviously it's linked to Goodreads, and it will give you like the rating and stars and how many reviews, the Lexile measure, and the accelerated reader measure. So one thing to note when you're looking for stuff on this catalog is over here where it says status, it tells you the status of the item. So let's say you're looking for The Fire and you want to know if it's at the library. You can see down here that the status is it's in tween green. So if you find the tween green section here at the library, you'll be able to find The Fire under Patterson James. And as that also works with, or also tell you if it's on hold for somebody, if it's in transit to another library, or if it's already checked out. All right, so now let's say you want to put a hold on this book. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on place hold, and this is where you put in your library card or username and PIN number. And then you would click log in. Now once you add your credentials in, you click log in. Wait for it to log in, and then it would say place holds, the title of the book, and the pickup library that you would like. So if you don't want it to be Madison, You can go ahead and choose Lorraine if you need to pick it up in Lorraine, or if you want to pick it up at Hubbard. It's all up to you what you choose, but for this example, we're just going to use the Madison main library. And then you would click place hold, and then it will give you a little success, and then you click OK. And then once you log into your account, you should be able to see, or if you go under your account, you go under holds. Since this item is on hold and it's not ready for pickup, it will just sit here until it says ready for pickup. All right, so the last thing we're going to look at is advanced search. So if we come up here next to the search, we're going to click on advanced search. So underneath advanced search is going to be finding items that have certain words and phrases. So that's if you really don't know what the book is called or the title of the book, but you can remember certain characters or certain phrases from the book. You would put that here, and it's kind of the exact opposite with do not show items that have, certain terms, which is here. So we're going to mainly more or less focus on additional limits. So additional limits is going to be the format that you want this book to be. So if you want it to be in Braille, if you want it to be a diagram or a drawing, you'll choose the format here. Next is the language. So if you want to choose English or any other language is listed here, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to change the library that you're trying to find it from, that would be here. That's mainly going to be CleveNet system only. And then next, if you want to find the certain title, or if you want to not show a certain title, that's where you're going to put that in here. And you would either click find or don't show, depending on if you want to see it or not. And it's the same with the author. So if you don't want to see a certain author, or if you want to see only a certain author, that would be here. It's the same with subject, find, or don't show, and then list them there. This project was made possible in part by the Institute of Museum and Library Services and the State Library of Ohio. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. This has been Charlie. If you'd like to schedule a learning coach, please call the Madison Public Library at 440-428-2189. Thanks and have a great day.